I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And like, I've never in my life felt that way. Like, to know it in my soul, like I'm right where I need to be. And I have no intentions of leaving.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Full Belly Podcast. My name is Matt. I am your host, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys today. The theme of our podcast, again, the name Full Belly. We talk about how our bellies and our lives and our minds and our hearts used to be completely empty, and how we've learned and to fill that up and sustain that, and hopefully pass that on to other people. We've got a great guest today to share that with you, her story of exactly how that happened. Before we get into that or anything else, I want to take a time out and ask you guys to follow us on whatever platform you're watching this on, or whatever, if you're watching a clip of this, whatever it might be, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Please make sure that you follow us, and please make sure that you share these with other people. It's important we try to get that message out as much as possible. So I'd like to introduce our co-host, Juan. You guys know Juan. Yeah, everybody knows Juan. Everybody loves Juan. He's the Juan.
Because I love y'all, man. Wonderful.
Just
trying to be wonderful in this world that's not so wonderful all the time. That's it.
What did we do last night?
We went to the Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa, and Yin Yang Twins concert.
It was so much fun.
Dude, it was a good performance. It was
actually real, like, I was a little, like, nervous, Like, Yin Yang Twins, that was, like, 20 years ago.
Right.
Like, easy 20 years ago, possibly more, when they were at, like, I feel like their prime.
Yeah.
Wiz is Wiz. He's great.
Oh, dude, epic.
And Snoop, I guess I really didn't think about how long Snoop's been, like, producing whatever music.
Dude.
Like, a long time.
30 plus years, dude.
I feel like it's got to be more than that. I don't know how long it is, but, like, when he was playing, so he went through, remember, he was like, I'm going to play some old school shit.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, damn, I've heard this before, but, like, I'm not really, when you've heard a song before, you're like, I've heard this, but I couldn't say one word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what this is.
I knew some of the old stuff. I didn't know the new stuff.
Yeah. Well, so his new stuff is like, what was that one song? California, like, was it a
California Girl?
Yeah. Was that a thing with like Katy Perry or something like that?
Yeah.
I feel like it's like, this dude went from literally rapping 187
murder was the case to the game,
like on the cops, and murder was the case, to like California girls, it's undeniable. Hey. With Katy Perry, bro. Yeah. But he had like the Hollywood sign. It said Snoop Dogg instead. Just took it over, bro. Still did his gangster. Yeah. I just liked seeing him crip walk. That was amazing.
Bro. Remember backstage, off the camera, he had strippers on the stage, and then they got done, and they were just backstage behind we could see backstage, and they were crip walking,
the strippers were
7-inch heels on.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It was crazy. It was wild, and it sounded good. Him and Wiz sounded great.
Yeah, they were great, man.
Yeah.
Really, like, solid performers.
Yeah.
Like, great stage presence. They're just good at what they do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I've seen some performances that are just like, meh.
Yeah, it looked like he had a linen like jail suit on.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was what's the bandana design?
Yeah, I don't know, what is that.
You know what I'm talking about? Does anybody know what that is? You know what that is, Josh?
Is there a word for it?
Is it Argyle? Why am I thinking Argyle?
I just think of it as bandana. I don't know.
Well, for the bandana design with the little like swoops and whatever, all that stuff. He had his whole jumpsuit was made out of that, and it was blue.
Yeah, and it was just wavy. It was
just perfect for
like
him.
A jail suit, like onesie, like they got on. Like that thing's like freaking thick.
Yeah.
Thick.
Yeah, those jail suit ones just suck.
Not his, dude.
I went to speaking of bad performances, I went to a David Copperfield show when I was in Vegas one time. And I swear to God, dude, he just seemed like he hated his life. It just seemed like he hated his life, dude. He was just performing like, if you just had to perform the same skit, because that's what it is. It's a skit. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not real what's happening. It's like the rabbit's gonna pop up out of this box this time.
Alakazam.
Yeah, and that's literally how he was saying it. He was like, abracadabra.
A tiger jumps on him. He's like, cool.
Yeah. Dude, he seems so miserable. Like, he's just done that. He probably does it 3-4 shows a day, for like the last 20 years. The same thing, dude. Like the same thing. It never changes. It's the same skit, the same tricks, the same time length, all that stuff. To whereas like Snoop comes out and it's like, it's Toledo, Ohio. He's screaming OHIO, you know, like it's different. Like it's a different person going crazy in the front row that he brings up on the stage. It's different every time, you know.
He recruits new strippers each city and like, dude, it's chaos.
So there was actually one of my friends is like a professional massage therapist. And dude, they just live the lives, man. Like when they go to cities, they contract with like somebody to do the food, somebody to do the drink, somebody to do the massage between or before or after shows. And she did the massage for Wiz. It was pretty cool.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's just wild. It's wild.
I know who you're talking
strippers.
about.
Yeah. You probably do. You saw it.
Yeah.
I don't want to call them strippers.
Yeah.
Dancers.
Exotic dancers.
Exotic dancers.
Performers. Exotic performers. Yes.
You could tell that the girls were up there. Were like they were healthy.
They were professionals.
They were like truly professionals at that. Like that was their job.
Yeah.
They train every day. Like they were doing tricks that I've never seen before. I don't want to call it tricks. Like they were doing
performing.
They were performing on the pole.
Yeah.
It was like truly impressive. And I looked at Monica and she was like, because I had to like kind of bend down to like look because the speaker was there, and she's like, you trying to get a good look at those strippers? And I was like, I mean, yes, I am, but not for that. You know what I mean? I'm like truly impressed.
Yeah.
This girl's like holding the pole and like staying away from it and like holding herself in the air. Like how did,
and going
how
in
strong
circles,
your shoulders have to do that?
And she was singing along.
Unbelievable.
Insane. And then she had a friend that was standing on top of her.
She just had her pal just standing on her, dude.
That was nuts.
In 10-inch heels.
She was like, looking out in the distance, standing on her friend, going in a circle. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah, I would have had a hernia.
There was a lot of weed in the air.
It was nuts. They had the gun. Remember, they had the gun.
Shooting weed smoke.
Yeah, just shooting it everywhere.
God. Can you imagine how much weed there had to be in whatever that apparatus was to like create that much smoke to go through it? It probably had like
a pound,
like this much.
Yeah, just pounds,
like a big thing
burning it. It's a fire hazard.
Yeah, they light it with a torch.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, like a welding, like a
Jeez,
hooked up to a propane tank.
So this is actually funny. I was talking about this with Monica last night. We went to a Lil Wayne concert 7 years ago, and there was double the amount of smoke in that arena as there was last night.
In Lil Wayne's?
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, I believe that.
Well, and I was like, I do, but I don't, because like Wiz, that's like all he talks about is smoking.
Yeah.
Same
And
with Snoop. That's all they talk about is smoking.
Yeah.
So, I was like, I wonder why that is. But then think about it. 7 years ago, that's all people did was smoke weed. Now people vape it, they
edibles.
Eat it. There's all these things. It's now like recreationally legal, 10 minutes away above the state line, so you can go get all these different forms of THC. So I think people were just like doing it in a more convenient way and not actually burning it.
I've seen a lot of dab pens.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen, a ton of dab pens.
The girls that were right in front of us had
dab pens.
And they were like eating gummies and stuff like that.
Yeah, they were just nonstop. Dab pen across the row, blunt across the row, throwing gummies. They were
all forms of THC.
All forms.
And then there was me, you, and John.
Yeah. And they were functioning fine.
Sober as a jaybird.
Sober.
We were the only 3 sober people in that entire stadium. For
sure. Which, like, you know, we got to be like, I got a clear bottle of water. You know what I mean? You know, like, I have a clear vape breeze. You know?
Don't get me started on that shit.
Right. I seen her.
I bet you got weed in your breeze. You smoke weed. You're a pothead. You're a freaking pothead. Breeze boy. We got to get our guest on here. We're kind of going down a.
You guys see that? Did you guys see how LinkedIn we are?
Would you like to introduce our guest?
Yeah, man.
Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm down, dude. Really, really cool guest. I'm really happy, thankful, and so proud. So the individual we're bringing on now is she's my second cousin, actually. This is my second cousin.
Cousin.
My
this is my second cousin. This is my second cousin.
Yeah, she might take a cousin. Either way, it's my cousin. Has a great story, great testimony. And just a beautiful human being. So much fun. I'm so thankful, so happy to introduce Allie Paquin.
Come on in, sister.
Yeah.
You can't hear it right now, but there's an applause happening on our headphones.
I feel like I'm on Seinfeld.
Yeah. Hey, cousin.
No, you're not on
cousin.
You're not on Seinfeld. You're on Scheinfeld. You're on Scheinfeld.
So, what you guys want to talk about?
Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Do you feel comfortable now?
Yeah.
I know you do.
I do.
I know. Everybody that comes in here, they're like, I'm a little nervous. There's nothing to be nervous
No,
about.
dude.
We're good. There's nothing to be nervous about.
I cried like 2 hours ago. I'm good now.
Got it out for the day?
Got it out.
Or for at least a couple hours?
For a little bit.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
You got a good voice, too.
Do I?
Yeah.
I feel like I sound like Squidward.
Squidward?
Squidward.
Oh, no.
I don't think so at all. I'm not hearing any Squidward in there.
It's like a voice dysmorphia or something. There's nothing.
You have a
little-
perfectly normal human voice.
It's a little nasally.
No, it sounds fine.
Thank you, sir.
It's hot in here.
I'm all right.
It's like usually cold in this building.
Yeah, it's weird. There's like pockets. There's like
Yeah.
pockets of heat,
There
and pockets
is.
of the HVAC system. Whatever.
Why I wore a hoodie and I'm like hot.
It's not as hot as California. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, we're talking about the weather?
We are now talking about the weather. 130 something degrees it got in California.
Yeah,
recently.
we're at what's the place called? Did you say it was like Furnace?
Furnace Valley or
Sounds
something?
right. Oh, It was in Death Valley. I know that.
Dude.
Frankincense, California.
What?
Frondito.
Frongraden. Fronbaga.
Fondita. Fundle bags.
I just feel like
You look like you're about to play a clarinet.
Furnace, California. Hottest.
134 you said, dude?
Yep. 100. It was I think that was like before, but it was 130, like 128, something like that. 120, 30, something.
Dude.
130, 20.
Whoa.
Can you imagine, dude? It's like, what's the temperature here today? 85?
And I'm
It's
sweating.
85 degrees and I'm hot.
Right. We just had our friend in here and it was like 76 degrees in an air conditioned room and he was beating sweat.
Yeah, he was super hot.
Yeah, I had to like wipe my face after I hugged him.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. I saw it coming though, so I cut the head back. But
You control
think about this. Between 85 and 130, that is a 45 degree difference.
Oh my God.
Think about going down 45 degrees from where we're at right now. How big of a difference in temperature that is, because we think about it being hot at 85, and yeah, I'm sure like 130 would also be hot.
Well, dude, you sit in saunas at that temperature and it's like uncomfortable.
I can't sit in a sauna like that.
You're just walking around in it, dude. Like, you're just like, we're just hanging out, like doing a life in 130 degrees.
Yeah, that's literally like, can you imagine?
No.
And then like going to work in like a suit and tie or something like that?
No.
Pants at all?
No.
No clothes.
45 degree difference, dude. That's a huge difference. Go from here to 40 degrees.
Let's
Where
walk-
we're at now,
Right.
go down 40 degrees or go up, like
Yeah. Down's not bad. Up is like,
It's a
the
huge difference.
It's
From
the
40
difference.
to 85, that's a huge difference.
Yeah. Dude, walking out of a grocery store to go to your car, it's like raining, right? You're like, man, I better run through this rain.
Yeah.
I better run through this heat.
Yeah, I'd be fighting somebody for a close-up spot, dude. I'd be parking handicap. I'd have a
outta
fake
here.
handicap sticker, dude.
Yeah.
I'd be drawing a handicap thing on a napkin and hanging it on my shit so I don't have to walk outside in the heat.
Yeah.
130 degrees, no thank you.
No
And to
way.
deal with all that shit that happens in California, too. I feel like California is just a mess, dude.
Yeah. What else goes on in California? What do
Just
you
a
mean?
whole bunch of...
What's your prejudice against Cali, Doc?
I don't know if I want to go there on this.
Okay.
Josh knows what I'm talking about. California's just a...
Yeah, they got some weird stuff going on.
You can just go pay a ton of taxes and let the government control you is what it is out there. It's just a weird place
Yeah,
to
you
be.
lemmings.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I'd rather not be anything with California.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Cali.
I don't want to get into all that. You guys messing with Instagram threads at all?
I am clueless personally.
No?
I don't even have an Instagram.
Instagram. So Instagram threads is basically Instagram's version of Twitter.
Oh, really?
So they started like their own Twitter. And so if you look at like all the social media platforms in history, how long it took to get to like 1 million subscribers, like 1 million members or whatever, people to sign up, it was like, you know, I don't know, 30 days for like YouTube back in the day. And then like, I don't know, like 10 days for Facebook, 8 days for Instagram, like 5 days for TikTok or something like that.
Wow.
And then it got to, I'm definitely butchering these statistics. Yeah. But for threads, it was like an hour and a half or some shit like that. Like people signed up like crazy, dude.
So this is a separate sign up from Instagram.
So it's in your Instagram app. You can access it. It technically is a different app.
Yeah.
But like in your Instagram app, it, like if you sign up for it, it tells you what member number you are. And there's also like, you know, there's a button for like to see your messages, to see like your home screen or your news feed or something, whatever. There's like a button for like the threads too, and it'll take you directly to threads. And it's literally like, from what I've seen so far, exactly like Twitter.
Like Reddit and Twitter kind of thing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, just Twitter. It's literally just like Twitter. It's just,
I like that.
They're just competing, man.
Yeah.
It's Zuck versus Musk.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg, you know, he owns Facebook and Instagram. And going after Twitter, which is owned by Musk.
Oh,
they're gonna beef it out, dude.
They're really beefing down, dog.
And they're fighting.
I know. They're supposed to.
Well, they're supposed to. I would love to see that.
Yeah. As long as Elon doesn't stay in the sun too long, because he burns really quick, I imagine. You know?
How do you figure?
You know, I don't know. He
just looks like he burns, bro. He looks like he's got really thin skin. He might be anemic, too.
Bro, take him to Hell's Kitchen, Kelly, or wherever the temperature is.
Like, you take him out to Death Valley, bro?
Dog. Bro, his hair's turned into, like, brittle. Like
that's why he owns jets and helicopters, so he just doesn't have to walk through the parking lot.
He doesn't do good in any weather. Like you put him in cold, dog, and he's in bad shape. Like you can see, like he has that crackly like skin where it's like looks blotchy. He probably gets really blotchy in the cold.
His blood thickens up real fast.
Yeah.
He's got to wear hand warmers inside of his pockets and his socks.
Right. In the cold weather, he looks like he's smiling. Like, oh, you know what I mean?
He's just fake smiling because he's trying to warm up his cheek muscles.
But when it's hot, he's like,
his skin just starts to sag, bro. He's melting. He's literally melting.
Yeah. In meetings, just like, so what do we, how many, what's our NOI this month?
Made $73 billion this today.
Yeah, Zuck's good. Man, that's a rough one because I feel like Zuck is like he's probably a good performer too.
As in like what?
Well, just in general, he could probably ballet or fight or do rap songs. He can do anything probably.
I feel like, I don't know.
He looks like he'd be a little awkward.
Yeah, for sure.
He does.
Yeah.
I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
I can see Zuck. I feel like anybody to get that big and like
is weird.
You have to have something a little strange about you to own. Like, think about that, dude. Like, they don't just own like a building.
No,
they own something that like probably 90% of humans use.
Yeah,
on a social platform.
Right.
I don't know. There's just so many employees,
dude.
I'm gonna look that up right now. You can go ahead. How many employees does Twitter have?
And to think that they got to wrap their mind around that, right? To some degree. Although, you scale to size and that's fine. But, man, to think about a company with 100,000 employees.
So.
And then you got that.
Last year when he bought it, he cut it 80% down to 1,300 employees.
Wow.
1,300 employees, which seems...
He cut it down to that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And that's Insta?
Okay. 7,500 employees, it looks like they had
altogether.
The end of 2022.
And how many does Tesla and Elon have?
That's a great question because...
Probably more. But then again, robots are a big part of his thing. Traitor.
Wonder how many employees total between all of Elon Musk's companies he has. I wish I could look that up and have time to do that. How many employees does?
But the thing is, imagine how many employees BlackRock has. I whispered it.
He's got more than 100,000 employees between everything, like Tesla, SpaceX, Twitter.
He's shitting on
100,000 employees.
He's pooping on Zuck with that. Like, Zuck, dude, step it up, bro. Jeez. We get it. You can do an armbar, but do you have 100,000 employees?
That's less people he's got to pay, though.
Yeah, that's more than...
Think about, like, okay, so Dayton, Ohio.
Right.
Dayton, Ohio has 137,000
The whole
citizens.
city works for Elon.
Like, think about a whole city, bro. Like a whole city. That many people.
Wow.
And then those people have husbands, wives, kids. Like, that dude's responsible. Like, literally single-handedly, he could go. Like, think about what would happen if he just got his ass beat by Zuck.
And then the stock
and like everything, all his shit just crashed, bro. Like, that could single-handedly affect like the economy of the world.
It's going to
if he gets his ass beat.
It's going. Just them fighting is going to, like, people are gonna be like, "Are you guys crazy? Like, we're actually pulling some stock out because we're not sure you're well."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's very, very true.
Who do you think would win, though?
I feel like Zuck just looks like he's like in better shape. He looks physically more, but like they're too, like, he's tiny. Zuck is tiny. Probably weighs like 130 pounds, whereas like Elon looks like he's closer to 200, and he's just thick.
Yeah.
To where like if he's thick like a milkshake thick.
Yeah. Hurricane.
To where like just think about a big milkshake falling on top of you.
Elon Musk seems like real angry too.
No way.
Yeah.
You seen his interviews?
He could get. He's super calm, but I'm telling you, when that boy gets upset, bro,
probably
snaps.
crazy. He's probably that's what I thought.
Snaps, bro.
In my head, I was like, he'll probably kill him.
And he'd just throw his milkshake ass on top and just lay on top of him like a beanbag and suffocate him.
Just be all melted face, hot faced.
His body skin just starts melting on him,
just
dude.
Running at him, looking real skittish.
And he'd outthink him too. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
You know, because fighting is a mental. Yeah. There's a lot of mental strategy that goes into that. You know,
calculate the octagon in like weird ways. Like
he'd come at him from an angle that Zuck wouldn't even be able to see, bro. He'd literally transport into another dimension and come back from the side.
Yeah.
And put him in a chokehold, a rear naked daddy.
Come through with 2 fingers to the neck and just out him. Like, that's where his carotid is.
Yep. Facebook and Instagram just disappear. Threads.
Yeah.
See ya.
I mean, at least they're not making it up like the one girl who left her weave, or you know what I mean?
Girl's a mess, dude.
What?
Yeah, she literally. You heard about that, right?
Yeah, I was just like digging into that all last night.
Tell us about it.
It pisses me off.
What do you think?
I feel like it's really shitty to do that. Like, not only because like of all the people like in the manpower that they put into like trying to find this girl, but I feel like it just makes it's like a bad look for like women in general, and like I get offended by it like on a personal level because of like certain things that I've been through that I didn't want to speak about because of the fear of like people not believing me and like her doing that, and then like it coming out that like it never happened. And it just solidifies like exactly what I thought. It's like, people just don't believe you, and it's shit like that. Like, because that does happen. Like, and especially like, cause I'm all about empowering women, but like, especially after the Me Too movement, if a woman makes like a claim against somebody or something that happened to her, and if you don't automatically believe her, you're fucked up.
Yeah, that's
and
very true.
And that can ruin people's lives.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And in the same breath, like I'm all for believing women too, though, because things that I've been through, you know. But at the same time,
but taking advantage of that positioning as a woman to say like I know that I'm going to get this sort of reaction from society, from law enforcement, from whatever. Yeah. And I have an advantage essentially.
Absolutely.
And then to abuse that.
Yeah. It just makes it horrible.
It negatively affects all women, I think.
It does. And it just like it. Yeah. I
guess I never thought of it that way, but yeah, that's
And it just makes it worse too because of the fact that like any woman, but she was an African American woman.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like, girl, you could have put on, like, you are not putting on for your people right now.
You know, that's
like,
true. So I was talking about that with my wife, and she was telling me how, because she's like big in all these kinds of things. Like she just watches them and looks into them on Reddit and this and that and all these things. And the African American community was saying a lot of stuff about how, a lot of times if a white person, young, old, male, female, whatever it is, a lot of times if a white person comes up missing, there's immediate like media attention and search and rescue parties and GoFundMe's and all this stuff. There's a lot of attention that goes into like finding somebody. Whereas, African American people come up missing every single day.
Right.
And there's not as much attention to that stuff. So the African American community was like,
we're not claiming you.
What the hell? Like, you just faked this, just like you were saying. Like it's bad for women, but it's also bad for the African American community because they're saying they don't get enough attention already, and now this girl just faked it.
Now you cried wolf,
bro. They're literally saying like the next time one of us comes up missing, like they're just not gonna come looking for us. Like that's what
that's on you,
right?
Right.
That's what they're saying. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So sad.
Maybe she's got something going on.
Well, you have to have something going on.
Absolutely. Some serious attention, mental health.
Bro, you don't
Makes
fake
you
your
wonder.
death and say that you saw a baby on the side of the road. Like who like what?
Did you see the TikToks for that though?
No,
bro. They were like, I got it. I mean, listen, I'm not like trying to minimize the situation at all or make fun of it. However,
of course,
the like the parodies that they're starting to do, these
parodies.
Bro, I'm telling you, you can't do anything in our world today without. Like social media has, like if you mess up, bro, you're getting assassinated publicly.
Dude.
Like social media is going to tear your ass up,
which is crazy.
They will tear you up
because I feel like these days people are so sensitive.
100%.
Like you have to be careful.
Yeah,
and then at the same time,
people are savages.
Social media is savages,
savages, absolute savages. And there was this one skit that was actually like. I was like, oh my God, this is really funny. They did a good job with it as a parody. Yeah. It was like this lady, like, she was like, yes, officer, I see this car. It's right here right now. Can you send a squad car out here? Can you please send the squad car? Like calling over and over again. And like, she's like with her friend, like, it's not there. The car's not there. Yes, officer, the car's here again right now. And then she was like, yeah, I'd like to report I'm on the side of the highway and there's a baby. And like the camera looked up and it was like, clearly an adult, like in a baby outfit, like just laying on the side of the highway with a pacifier in its mouth and like in a diaper, like an adult diaper. And she's like, I gotta go save this baby, officer. I'll call you guys back. And she like runs up. And then like before she gets to the baby, she like runs back to the car and like takes her wig off and puts it down and like leaves a couple other pieces of evidence that she was there, like started the car and like left it running, left the door open and then like ran up, picked the baby up and like just disappeared into the woods. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Running. Yeah, social media's dude.
It's not the whole wig.
The whole wig. Not a piece of it. Not like a strand got ripped out. She took her whole thing off.
The whole tumbleweaves.
She took the whole thing.
Just blowing in the wind. Poor weave got left alone.
Right,
looked like roadkill. Looked like a piece of roadkill. The whole.
Is that a dead animal?
Yeah. That's crazy. I want to give you the pleasure of interviewing your cousin.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do.
Dude.
I do.
All right, man. Yeah, I love that.
We got like 20 minutes left. So let's do half of that with Allie and then we'll do the rest with Allie interviewing us.
Yeah. Perfect.
This is my moment.
This is it, dude. I mean, first of all, like, I'm so proud of you. And I say that because I know you've been trying, right? You've been involved in drug courts.
4 years. I was involved,
right?
And I'm not, 4 years of injury. Like, that's like intensive. Like, it's not just like felony probation. Like, it's like felony probation on like ultra mega fucking steroids.
Right.
Like, it's tough.
Yeah, they got a microscope up your butt and they're watching everything you do.
Everything. It was.
How many times did you do that?
So I was in drug court I was like at that 4-year mark, and it's like when you join drug court, it's like they tell you it's an 18-month program, but it's like super rare to get done that fast. I was eligible to graduate at the beginning of last year, and I asked to stay, which like isn't common either, but I had never like been sober, like not on probation. I was really scared. And to be honest, I just think I knew deep down, like,
you wanted to get high, or you weren't going to be able to get it.
I think it was, so like for me, it was more of like my mental health and like trying to find like my will to live and like not having it and like not being able to let go of like people and lifestyles that drug me back into basically being 6 feet into the ground.
And you knew that you weren't ready to let go all the way.
I wasn't. Yeah, I absolutely was not.
Yeah. Or address the underlying issue with the mental health. Right?
Yeah, I was like, I would like do my therapy and like I was checking all the boxes, but I would like,
there's a difference.
Oh, absolutely. And like I would get to those like wounds and then I would like kind of open them up a little bit and then they would start fucking oozing out and I would just take off. Like it hurt too bad. So I just like couldn't. And then I would run to like the most comfortable thing that I felt was like comforting for me, which really was just another thing that was like gonna fucking kill me.
Which is what? How's that look? What are you running to then?
In specific, like abusive relationship, keeping myself around certain lifestyles and allowing myself to be treated in a way that I felt like I deserved. Like I didn't think I deserved anything good. So like,
which is crazy. It's not crazy, right? Self-sabotage or our addiction manifests and turns into like whatever it could be, an abusive relationship.
Absolutely. Right? And like, I would lie to myself in that process. I'd be like, oh, I need to feel like at home for a moment, just a moment of comfort. And like, and then like after everything that I'd went through ever since the time I was a little girl and then figuring now, like I'm looking back and I'm figuring out, okay, why was I so desperate for that? Like, why was I so desperate for that sense of home? Like desperate for that approval or validation that I was like good enough. And then once I started figuring that out, I was self-aware, but like I was still doing the shit. So like it almost made it worse. Like I feel like it's almost better to like be ignorant and just not know and then do dumb shit. But when you're like totally self-aware of your dumb shit and you're still fucking doing it. And I'm like, I'm doing it for my son. Like, no, bitch.
No.
Like, no, bitch.
And you knew underneath, right?
Yeah. And like, I think like I don't know. I think it was in me because my intentions were never bad. I think I was just in so much fucking pain and then I would just use as many excuses that I could. But then like this last time that I sat in jail, because I had spent like 8 months in county altogether, like in the last year. And God, I know. And like
8 months in county.
It was rough. So the first couple months though that I spent in county, I was on suicide watch the whole first couple months, which is like, oh my God, it's humiliating. And it was like my judge.
Did they have you in that medical area?
Yeah.
Like solo cell type situation?
They had me in like a 4-man dorm. So it was literally just 4 cells and it was so tiny. Like it's smaller than this room. And like, so like if you go to county and you say you're going to kill yourself, they'll put you in like a turtle suit, put you on suicide watch for a little bit. But like that was not the case. Like my judge ordered for me to be on suicide watch because I was waiting to go to the state hospital for an evaluation, like a mental evaluation after, because like he had put that hold on me after the suicide attempt. And like,
who's your judge?
Judge English.
Okay.
He's amazing.
He's a great judge.
He is
great judge.
Saved my life. He's still right in this still now, like today, like he will not let me go.
Have you told him that?
Yeah. He knows how I feel.
Give him a shout out right now. Look into the camera and tell him how much you feel. Straight ahead right here by the coffee shop.
Oh, shout out Judge English.
It's a great judge.
Amazing.
He's a great judge.
He set such a good, healthy example of like what it means to have a man like love and care about you, you know, and I needed that. And like, I was super resistant, you know, to like accept that kind of like love from people and like to think that like I was worthy of that, I would push that shit away, but they didn't give me a choice. Like I was like, but I finally caught on, and like even though I'm not in drug court now, I'm super. They have saved my life multiple times. Like, yeah, he kept me in there for a while, but at some point, even though I've been to jail multiple times, I've been consistently in rehab, like in facilities for over 4 years.
So what's different this time? And I want you to try to wrap it up with that. What is different this time and for you to try to like make sure that you never have to continue this for another 4 years or end up in a turtle suit again or let down somebody that actually cared about you and showed like energy and concern that was legitimate from a place, from a judge that you probably never thought that would be there. So what's different now? And then we'll go into you interviewing us.
So I don't know, like, I don't want to call it like a spiritual awakening because from what I've heard, those are supposed to be like beautiful moments. I don't know. I heard my son is 10 and I talked to him once when I was in jail. And this last time that I heard him, like the pain in that little boy's voice, it fucking shattered me. Like, and that's not the first time I left him either. So like I don't know. I was in county and then all of a sudden it just like dawned on me that I had literally been fucking up and not being the mom that I knew my heart wanted to be and like that I knew my son deserved. Like I started making these choices while I was pregnant. And like, that's really, nobody wants to admit that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was pregnant with Julian and decided that me dating a drug dealer who was addicted to opiates was a good idea. And like, that wasn't Julian's biological dad either. And I brought my son into that situation. I chose to do that. And I like rationalized it. I'm like, that's fine. Like, and then I'm realizing like going all the way back, like, holy shit, my son's entire life I fucked up before I even pushed him out of me. Man. And like I started to I came to earth for the first time in my fucking 28 years of life, and it was the most painful.
When?
In county. This last time I was sitting in jail, I think after
you get off the phone with him, you're saying?
Yeah. Yep. I think just a mixture of like all the trauma leading up to like especially that last year and then the suicide attempt and then all that time sitting in county and then hearing Julian's voice. It fucking was like my world came crashing down on me. And I knew in that moment that I was not going to ever put him through that ever again and that I had to figure my shit out. I had to cling on to something that made me pull myself up and be the mom that my son deserves. He didn't fucking ask to be here, you know? And like I've been through some shit. We all got a fucking story, but what the fuck am I going to do about it? Am I going to sit here and cry and stay in the dark? Like figuring out my role and my misery that I played for so long. And I'm just like shitting on my son's whole life. Like, but then I'm going to turn around and talk about how much I love my kid. Like, no, bitch, walk what you talk. Like it's, So yeah, I just made a fucking choice. I knew in that moment, like no matter how hard it was going to be, like, and shit has been treacherous. Like people tell me all the time, like, you're doing so good. And like, especially with being peer support, I have a lot of like clients here be like, I can't wait till I get where you're at. And I'm just like, I'm fucked up. Like I sit in the fetal position and cry in my bed. Like, right. You know,
it's but all right. You're alled to do that. You're a human being.
Yeah. And
you're healing.
Exactly. And
that's what it looks like, man. That's time, for real.
And I'm choosing to heal myself before I bring my son back in.
You know, and I love that. And I think that is what peer support is. Being able to be like, that is me, I am you, we are the same. But me being able to be vulnerable and share that with you, that yes, I do that too. I know you're hurting and it's important to talk about that kind of stuff. I hurt too. I sit in these fetal positions. I go through this kind of stuff. I cry. I have fears. I have insecurities. I have whatever. And I'm still trying to get better every single day. And the reality is I'll probably have those moments for the rest of my life. Maybe just not as often and not as frequent, and maybe instead of every day, it becomes every 3 months, and then it becomes once a year or whatever it is, and then it might go back up again to every day. But the fact is that we're human. We're allowed to have those things, and being able to, like, that's what peer support is.
Yeah, and
that's what peer support is. I love what you said though, about like your baby didn't choose to come here. We chose to have our babies,
right?
You know, and people will say this all the time. They'll say, "You can't get sober for your kids. You can't get sober for your family." But I fucking beg to differ, man. Too.
Yeah, well, I feel
really
like when I know for me, like being so beat down and like no self-worth at all, like I had to cling on to something by my fingertips to like keep me afloat, or else I was going to drown.
Because you probably didn't believe in yourself at first.
But I believed in Julian. I believe in
innocent,
Julian.
Beautiful thing. Like, of course, my kids. You know, like, I didn't know if I was going to do it, but I wanted to do it for them because they deserved it. I didn't even know if I deserved it.
I didn't feel like exactly.
But I know they deserve it. So if that's what gets me in here, now I get why people say that, because it's like we have to take care of ourselves first and foremost, because without our own sobriety, then there is nothing
what's
else.
Motivating us.
But goddamn, dude, if I can't get sober for my family, and stay sober for my family, that's the most important thing to me. So I hate it when people say that.
I do. Man. I don't agree with
it. You
can't
get sober for your family. Yes, the fuck you can.
Right. I liked what John said. Shout out John Kendrick. He said during a town hall meeting, he was like, everybody talks about you die for your kids. You'll die for your family. Well, would you live for them? And I was like, right. Like, seriously. And it's also, I think, getting to a point now where like, it's like, so like before when you're in the trenches and you're fucking just killing yourself and like fucked up shit would happen and we would sit in that fucked up shit like, oh my God, poor me, like da 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 da. And like I would know in those situations, like, yeah, I'm going through this and yeah, it's fucked up and I'm gonna come out of this situation way worse. Like I'm gonna be coming out of this way worse than what I did when I came in. Now I'm like in a fucked up situation. I'm dealing with some deep, heavy, dark ass shit, and I know I'm gonna come out better.
Yeah, you say that.
You know, like, and that's just different.
That's the difference, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think about it before. I just had desperation. I had demoralization when I was going through things. But like, I gotta have I gotta have hope, and I have to have desperation. I need both of them.
Exactly.
I need a little bit of both of them, man. Like that's where change happens for me. My rock bottom, my change. Rock bottom is when change happens. Rock bottom is when the change happens. Like that's rock bottom. People are like, I hit my bottom because of my pain. No, I can hit my bottom. That's not it. Change happens on rock bottom. That's it. You know, and I needed a little bit. I need hope and I need desperation.
Always.
You know, if I don't have hope, man, I'll off it. I'll kill myself. Yeah. That's what it would. Heroin saved me from doing that. Matt gave me hope. I just had desperation. And I was just desperate to get out, but I had nothing to hope for. I had no eyes on what could happen. When I seen that picture, I was like, oh, that's what I was missing. Yeah. I had something to cling to say, I can be a father. I can be a better person. You know, before that, I was like, man, this is getting bad. I might as well just get rid of it.
Right.
You know, I might as well just get rid of it. You know, it wasn't desperation that caused me to get better. It was a combination of both all the time.
Yeah.
Consequences, but with hope.
Always hope.
I need both.
Yeah,
that's crazy to think about, dude.
Right?
That's so crazy to think about how that all happened.
Nuts, bro.
Like a picture on Facebook and you saw it and said, I want to smile like this guy that's like me.
Yeah.
And then like we're on a fucking...
Literally what happened. I seen one picture. I seen a picture and it broke me.
Yeah, how did you guys meet?
He came to a fad meeting looking like a fucking terrorist.
You did?
I did.
Oh, no, we did.
Yeah, we started.
Oh, poor cousin.
He looked so like an actual terrorist.
Did he?
You know what? It's funny because like I'm very, very positive when it comes to like I'm very optimistic when it comes to people. When I saw Juan, I was like, I don't know about this dude, man. I think he's full of shit, man. He might be too far gone.
Is that you, Osama?
Bro, I'm not kidding. He was tore up. And then his mom was there too.
Aww.
So I think I had like 60, 90 days clean or something. When did you come?
February 16th.
Okay, so I had 4 months clean. Literally like to the day. I had 4 months clean. And we started this family support group meeting, FAD, that we have downstairs. At that time, there was like 150 people.
Where did you guys do it at?
At Zeph, when we were in treatment at Zeph. In the conference room at the recovery house at Zeph. 150 people there. Juan comes in with his mom in like fucking a shirt that had like 17 holes in it. It had motor oil on the side. It had fucking blood on the shoulder. It had fucking, it was six sizes too big. He had some shorts that were like,
those be blood.
Somebody else's shorts that were just filthy, dude. Like they hadn't been washed. Like? I don't know if he had shoes on.
He probably came in barefoot.
Oh my God, just tore up.
My Air Forces had a patch that had you could see my sock.
Yeah, dude, they flapped. The bottom rubber flapped off the bottom when you walked, bro. His toe stuck out the front, like it was, and his hair was like coming down, and then it flipped up to the sides. Yeah, and then his beard was covered. You couldn't even see his mouth.
No,
what?
Couldn't even see his mouth. His beard.
Do you have any pictures?
Nah, dude.
Yeah, you do. Don't act like
I have the one.
You got two pictures. You got a driver's license picture, and you got the one in the robe.
And then I got the robe boy.
I'm trying to see these.
Tore up, absolutely tore up. Mm-hmm. And then he raises his hand to share. He's like, his mom's sitting next to him crying. It's like, man, I just don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this. I want to get clean so bad. I'm going to do it right now. For all of those that have inspired hope in me today, I'm going to do this, and I'm never going to make my mother cry again.
Yeah, I did.
And I was like, this motherfucker, dude.
You did that so well.
But that's like literally pretty much what you said.
Shook me. No, it ain't. It's nothing. No.
It was something like that, bro.
Dude,
you asked for help. You asked for help. And I was like, I really thought, he's asking for help because his mom's sitting next to him crying. Because how often do we see that?
Yeah.
How often do we see that when people are like, somebody forces you into it?
Bro,
you know?
But you don't know. But what you didn't know and you don't know and the rest of the world doesn't know is that one day at 2 a.m, dope sick, smoking cigarette butts, sitting in a woman's robe in my underwear with my son on the other side of a glass window and me sitting there looking at Facebook from my mom's phone because I didn't have a phone, sitting there at the end of my line. I see a picture of a heroin addict who had 4 months sober, a couple months sober, that had a smile on his face and was saying, you can get better. And I believed him. I believed you. Mm-hmm. You know, and I didn't believe anybody up until that point. Mm-hmm. I seen people 40 years sober, and I said, you're full of shit, and if you're telling the truth, I can't be like you. Mm-hmm. And in my heart and in my mind that day, I was like, I can do it. Mm-hmm. I can do that.
Yeah.
And I remember looking like, okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
And you were serious.
I was dead ass serious.
I thought he was full of shit, but you were serious. You went to treatment the next day.
2 days later.
2 days later, Dart was there, got you right in.
Dart helped me.
Dart was here 20 minutes ago or an hour ago.
The homies.
And it was just crazy how it all happened because you got out of detox, dude, and like it was not an easy situation for you for living and all these things and support and all this stuff. It was wild. It was really, really wild.
As a result, her sister got sober. As a result.
Wow.
I did an intervention with her older sister. Yeah. As a result, Allie started seeing sobriety in her life.
Yep.
It's amazing.
As a result of a picture and a choice.
That's amazing.
My best
ripple
friend,
effect.
My best friend. They're my best friend.
Ripple effect.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And now she's sober, and now she's peer support, helping other people get sober.
Now our kids have parents and shit. Now our kids get to heal. We get to teach them shit we didn't get to learn until we were adults.
And break the cycle.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we ran out of time because we had some really good conversation. We're not going to get into the interview piece, but
I'm sad.
That was fantastic. That was, you know what? Ask a question. We'll do a quick one. Ask us both a question.
Okay.
We'll do a quick daddy-o.
So what was it like for you to be in a relationship, like throughout your like process?
Myself?
Yes.
Throughout the using process?
All of it. Mainly recovery.
So I met my wife probably 8 months before I got sober. Mm-hmm. And she's never understood addiction at all. So the 8 months for her and really for me, like I knew, because I was not the settling down kind of guy at all. Like I had unhealthy relationships with women the same way that I had unhealthy relationships with drugs.
That's like, nice. He was a douchebag.
I was a douchebag. That's exactly what I was. That was a really nice way of saying it. I was a douchebag. I thought it was cool to like hook up with and then like just like ditch a girl. Like, I did not, and I hate saying that because that's like, I'm just so against that kind of stuff. But that's how I was. And something about her, like when I met her and started like dating her, I was like, dude, she's just different. I actually like still have text messages from my old friends where I was like, dude, I gotta change because she's special. And but like I wasn't ready to stop using it. So like I hurt her a lot from lying and overdosing and all this stuff. It was all a lie because she went through hell. She went through 8 months of hell. She'd never seen it before. So that part was really, really hard. However, for somebody that's never been through that sort of stuff, she had no reason to stay with me.
Right.
Like I had nothing to offer her at all. I had no place. I had no finances. I didn't have an education at the time. I couldn't love her. I couldn't be honest with her. I couldn't take her to get a hamburger. I couldn't do anything. I had nothing to offer her. And for some reason, she stayed with me, you know, like she just wanted to save me. That's just the kind of person that she is. She just can't give up on something that she believes in or loves. And so when I got clean and I started to think differently, putting other people first, when I realized how crazy that was, that she was like there for me no matter what, and I was like, I have to treat her like a queen. There's like, she is a keeper. I've never met anybody like that in my entire life, and I have to start doing things differently. And so in recovery, our relationship has been amazing. It's been so much fun. So, and it's been, you know, we've had ups and downs and there's good days and bad days, but it's gotten to a point where our relationship used to have to be private, you know, because like who's proud to really say they're with somebody like Matt, you know, with my criminal history and all that shit. Like nobody's really proud to like announce that. I mean, we were literally like going out on like private dates in restaurants not around here, so nobody would see us. Like she didn't want to be seen with me. We just had to keep it really, really secret. Yeah. So now we're like, we're married and have a family, and beautiful. I mean, it's like, but you know what? That takes time. Yeah. And
I give you a lot of credit because I feel like, I know for me, it would be really hard to like even think about, because I would be too focused on that other person.
I think about Matt though. He's always worked a 12-step program through the whole time.
Oh, okay.
You had a baseline to push off.
Yeah. Okay. And I want to say that too. Thank you for saying that, because she learned about what I needed in that process of her, those 8 months. She knew that when I got clean, that recovery had to come first for me.
Good.
So when it came time to it, if I was like, is it date night or do I need to go to my home group? She would be like, Matt, get your ass to your home
She's
group.
Amazing.
So like that is very, very special about her. And that is one of the reasons why it's been able to work, because she always knows that recovery comes first for me, and she doesn't fight me on it. She doesn't give me a hard time. She doesn't make me feel bad about it. She doesn't guilt trip me for, you know, going and working with my sponsor or any of that shit. Like if I gotta get up early and she's needs help with the baby, I'm like, babe, I have to go meet my sponsor. Yeah. She's like, I got this. You know, she's like, go do what you got to do. So she's so supportive, so supportive. I'm lucky, like truly, I'm just so lucky to have her, because I mean it. I wouldn't be here without her. I would not be here without her.
If life was fair.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Do you want to ask one question?
Okay.
We're going a little longer today, Josh.
All right. So you remember when we were talking like a week ago, and how I was telling you how like a lot of people like put you on a pedestal a lot. And it's so like all of everyone that I know that knows who you are, which is a lot of people, speak so highly of you and look up to you. And like, sometimes I'd be getting a little irritated. Like, you trying to get clout off my cousin? Cause like everybody knows like how fucking amazing you are. So like, how does that impact you to know that so many people like put you on a pedestal and like look up to you and like almost like dehumanize you? Like, does that like affect you?
It can. Depends on where I'm at. You know, I thank you first of all for saying that. That was like super sweet, and I love you.
Love you.
The best version of me is grounded and doesn't take that personal or own it. You know, I believe for myself, it's just try to do the next right thing. You know, just try to do the next right thing, and in that, you know, the process of, even if I don't put myself on a pedestal, like we can find ourselves there. And I think Matt can relate to that, you know, that like, even if I'm like, my heart is so good, I don't want to be up there.
You said that.
But like, so, but it can just happen. And I think just understanding, like for me, like there's a lot of room for grace and if things don't work out and I'm human and I don't show up perfectly, like it's okay. I can fall and I've gotten used to falling. But I also have people constantly picking me up that love me past any of my failures. But with that, it's important to say that doesn't give me permission to just be a piece of shit.
Right.
And do things wrong. Like that my friends, if I act like an asshole for too long, they will say peace out. Like they should. You know what I mean? Like rotten fruit infects other fruit and it goes rotten. And my friends will cut me out just like my family did and my other people, and it's not because they don't love me. It's because they know they can't do it for me.
Right.
And so, other people and how they feel about me, that's, man, I love people. So of course, yes, like, thank you, but if you don't like me, it's okay too. There's a lot of people that don't like me. There's a lot of people that don't like me or Matt, and they don't even know us.
Yeah.
They don't even know us. And honestly, that's okay because, I go, have you seen my son? He's great.
Yeah.
Have you met my mom? Debbie, she's great. Have you met my friends? They're great. Like, if you don't like me, you probably don't know me.
Right.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And if you don't know me and you're not willing to know me, then why am I upset with that?
Yeah.
I'm not upset. Honestly, I will be very nice to you, even in the face of your ridicule and how you treat me. Even if you say that I'm a bad person, I will be nice to you. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with me. But I deal with the being admired, I guess, or loved or put in a position that maybe I didn't push the narrative to be there. I deal with that by working a 12-step program. That's how I deal with that.
I feel like you guys are trying to tell me something right now.
I'm not telling you anything. I'm telling you my experience.
Yeah.
And my experience is telling you something.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it's telling you.
I know
it's
it is.
speaking to you.
It is.
It's speaking to you.
I'm picking up what it's putting down.
But dude, thank you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you.
I'm so proud.
You were great. You were great.
Great.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're proud of him. He's proud of you.
We're
I'm
all
proud of
just
you.
so proud.
I'm seriously very, very proud.
So proud to be here.
I know you are.
This is amazing. My life is like changed.
We're proud to have you here. It means a lot there's a lot of places out there, right? There's a lot of good places out there.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And like, I've never in my life felt that way. Like, to know it in my soul. Like, I'm right where I need to be. And I have no intentions of leaving.
That's awesome.
You guys are
That's
stuck with
awesome.
me now.
Hey, we would love to have you. That's the dream.
Yeah.
Have people staying around, getting involved, getting their lives back, completing treatment, still coming in, whether that's working or just like coming in and saying how nice is it when somebody pops in after graduating treatment and just coming and like bringing their kid in.
We had one yesterday.
How amazing is that, dude? Because we see the opposite. We see the obituaries. We see, like, that's the reality of this. So there's no, we're stuck with you. I want to be stuck with you and everybody else in this place. Like, I want you to stay around, stay involved, and keep coming. Like, that fuels our fire. That's the best for us. So I appreciate you. Seriously. Thank you for coming on. It was absolutely fantastic. You guys, please, thank you for watching. Share this. This is amazing. I feel like we talked about some really, really deep stuff today. Even if you don't think that we talked about some deep stuff, share it anyway. Somebody else needs to see it. And if you didn't at the beginning of the episode, like and subscribe. Call us if you guys need anything at all. 419-561-LIFE. We want to link you to something that you need. Whether that's us or not, that's our job, is to try to either just hear you out or link you to some sort of resource. So we're here for you, and we want to always try to live up to that. But I appreciate you guys watching. Follow us, subscribe, and we'll come back actually in like 20 minutes to film another episode. So I appreciate you guys. Have a great night.